And we are starting in reflexive seat, but we are going to put that blanket in place right away. So as you come down into a seated position with your legs out in front of you, you're going to take your roll of blanket and you're going to firmly tuck it up into the wedge of your butt. So you want to really feel like if you leaned into it, it's almost like a little back support. It gives you that touch of support. So wedge that blanket in space, and then we're going to come into that reflexive seat. So once you've got it there, and you should still feel it kind of touching up against you, soften over your thighs, legs as wide as you like, feet in a position that feels just right. Once you've got that position, give it all a second. Let your breath have a moment. Let your body have a moment. And as you settle in and just give that few moments to let your nervous system kind of come into that calm settling, that nice slower, deeper breath. When we do our work today, when we hit those pandiculations, those yawning, reaching stretches, when we do the pandiculation, the inhale takes you to the edge of it, and then your exhale creates that softness. So you don't have to go there holding it for long periods of time. Sometimes my talking or my cueing is a little bit longer just to give everybody a chance to find it, get there. But when you hit that edge, you yawn, you reach, you stretch, and then you come right back out of it and you allow for that gentle recoil. So just know that when we go to those spaces, take it at the pace that makes the most sense to your breath and your body. All right, now as you settle into this nice, soft, reflexive shape, just notice the ground underneath your feet and your butt. Notice that light, gentle flexion that's come into your spine, creating just a touch of gentle space into the shoulder blades and the upper back. And then see if you can just take a nice big breath as if you're just trying to fill up a little further into the back of the rib cage and the space of the shoulder blades. And then before we get big into our movement practice, take a moment here to set that good intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never do anything that would cause your mind or your body pain. Treat yourself with love, care, and respect. With that intention set, you're just going to free up your hands from whatever they're holding on to, and then think big good morning stretch just with your fingers. Stretch them out nice and wide. Take an in breath, and then as you exhale, soften. And then you're just going to walk your hands up your legs just a touch, finding tops of the shins, kneecaps. And then you're going to take it into cat-cow. But we want to feel like that wedge of your blanket is really nicely tucked in. So we're going to not move the hips quite as much when we get that flexion and extension of the spine, and keep it a little bit more focused in thoracic and lumbar spine. So take your inhalation, lift your chest, lift your chin. And with that, not having that movement of the hips, it might feel like a reduced movement. Don't worry about it being some extreme. Just look for a nice gentle lift of the heart. Get into an extension, and then exhale, round, get into a touch of flexion. And then just follow your breath. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale and gently round your back. All right, now on your next inhalation, as you lift and open your chest, think yawning stretch, stretch from the sternum to the chin, get a little bit more open expansiveness. And just as you find the end of that yawning stretch, soften into a slight flexion, not taking the yawning stretch there, we'll do it somewhere else. And then lift up to a lightly neutral spine, and we're gonna walk the legs out in front of us. You'll adjust your blanket, your wedge behind you as you go. And then if you feel like something would feel a little bit higher up, your Pilates ball is going to be the alternate to the rolled up blanket. So legs out in front of you, and you're just going to keep a nice, long, lengthy spine, and you're going to lean back. And if you want to feel, you're going to put your focaccia fingers right into the soft tissue of your abdomen. You're going to lean back, and you want to feel like the abdominal muscles get nice and firm, and you're going to hold in that back position for just a moment. Keep that lengthy spine. Lift yourself up to that nice tall restack, and then lean back again. You're just leaning back so you can feel that wedge of the blanket behind you. Feel your muscles get nice and firm. And then come back up nice and slow and controlled. Keep that long tube of the waist as you come up. Lean back, lengthening upward through the crown of your head, feeling that firmness in the abdominal muscles. And then come back up nice and slow and controlled. And we want to go back where we feel the firmness of the abdominal muscles, but not too much coming out of the hip flexors. So if your front pockets of your jeans feel like they're working you just a little too much, walk your feet in so there's a little bend in the knees. And then come back up nice and slow. And as you come up, you might slide your legs long just so you get that little length in the legs. Lean back, firm belly. Come back up nice and slow. 2 more if you can, and you should maybe already feel like a little bit of warmth and heat coming into your body. Lean back. Come back up nice and slow. Last one here. Lean back, get long and lengthy in the tube of your waist. Reach up through the crown of your head. Feel that firmness in your abdominal muscles. Come up nice and slow. And now step your feet into the bent knee position, but dorsiflex the feet. So just heels are connected to the ground. Now you're going to lean back. You're going to reach, but your hand is going to find opposite hand to opposite knee. And as you reach back, your hand's going to land on the ground and you're going to open your chest like you're trying to take a little bit of a yawn and a stretch there, and then soften and release. And we're going to take it over to the other side. Hand's going to find the knee, other hand's going to find the ground. And then you open your armpit chest, yawn and reach and stretch just a little bit, and then take it back through center over to the other side. Hand finds the ground, hand finds the opposite knee. Open your chest, open your collarbones, draw it back through the shoulders. And then just as you find the end of it, come back over to the other side. Hand finds the knee, hand finds the ground. Open up your chest just a little bit. And now we're going to go into Eastern stretch or Western stretch. I always forget which direction, but you're going to walk back. It's the sexy lady pose. So you're going to walk your hands back, but wide. So sometimes we go hands close and shoulder blades squeezing together. You're going to walk your hands out so that they find the outer edges of your mat, fingers pointing backwards. And then once you've got your way there, you're going to push into your palms, lift your chest, lift your chin just slightly. Take 3 slow, deep, intentional breaths. Lovely. And then when you're ready, slowly, slowly, slowly bring yourself back up. Adjust your wedge so it comes sturdy behind you. Feet in a comfortable position. 3 more cat-cows here. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale, round your back, keeping your hips a little bit anchored into that blanket behind you. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, round your back. One more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. And then nice neutral spine, legs in a comfortable lengthy position. So you can just kind of sit up and over your sits bones. Right hand's going to touch down, left hand's going to reach up and over, and then you're going to go yawning, reaching, stretch. So reach down into your hip, reach up through the fingertips, find the end of that yawn and reach, and then come back up nice and slow, taking it over to the other side. Left hand down, right hand reaches up. We reach up through the fingertips down into the hip, take that yawn and that reach and that stretch, and then just as you find the end of it, come back up and over to the other side. Right hand down, left hand lifts up, yawn and reach and stretch. So we take that pandiculation, and it's not about like crazy range of motion. It's just stretching the fascia and then releasing the fascia. Up and over to the other side, reach down into your hip, stretch your fingers out nice and wide, come right to the edge of it. One more time through. Right hand down, left hand reaches up and over. Inhale, we yawn and we reach and we stretch. And then we lift ourselves right up and over to the other side. Left hand down, right hand up. Reach down into your hips, spread your fingers, take that yawning, reaching stretch, and then come back up nice and slow. Bend your right knee, step it in just a touch, but a little bit wide. Rotate, go into your twist, and take a nice big breath. On your next inhale, come through center, step that right leg long, bend the left knee, step it in just a touch, but step it wide. Right hand finds the left knee, rotate, and then come into your breath. Nice. On your next inhale, come back to center. Now we're going to flip it around. We're going into prone position, down on our belly. We're going to take our blanket along for the ride. Take your time as you adjust. Get your props where you want them to be. The roll blanket is going to go under the solar plexus for Sphinx to start. And anyone who's got tender feet, you might choose to put your pillow down at the end of the feet to support the shoelaces or the shins. So get yourself around into your belly down position in a way that makes good sense. Take your time. No need to rush. Once you come onto your belly, we want to position that blanket roll so it comes under the solar plexus. So it's just lightly underneath the rib cage. So it's a light, gentle, supported sphinx to start. And then once you've got your way there with our sphinx position, we're going to add just a little bit of movement of the legs. So you're just going to do for that light bend and straighten. Toes can touch the ground or toes can stay in a lifted position. Shoot for the one that feels good to start. All right, the next time they're in bent knee position, you're going to windshield wiper them just a little bit side to side. And then we're going to take our windshield wipers and twirl them in circles. So you're just going to let your legs rotate. One leg is following the other, rotating in one direction. And then you're going to take those rotating windshield wipers and go the other way. Beautiful. One more circle around and then float your feet down, comfortable position, little drunken sphinx. You're going to lift your right elbow up, look over your right shoulder, and then you're going to float it down, take it to the other side. Left elbow is going to lift up, look over your left shoulder. Float it down nice and slow. Right elbow lifts up, look over the right shoulder. Float it down nice and slow. Left elbow lifts up, look over your left shoulder. Float it down nice and slow. Right elbow lifts, look over the right shoulder. Stay there for a second. Take a nice big breath. Float it down nice and slow. Take it over to the other side. Lift the left elbow up. Look over the left shoulder. Stay there for a moment. Take an extra breath. Float it down nice and slow. Anyone who wants 3 breaths with that blanket underneath the abdomen, you're going to roll off just a touch. Move it on down so it comes across the soft tissue of your abdomen. And then once you've got your way there, you might stay in sphinx. That's going to be nice for some of us. You might come a little bit lower. That does increase the intensity, so go where it feels good. And then take 3 slow, deep, intentional breaths. Last breath here, and you're just going to try to breathe as if you're trying to breathe past your low back down into the back pocket of your jeans. All right, and then when you're ready, you're going to lift up just enough so that you can slide that roll of blanket out from underneath your abdomen, put it off to the side. We'll come back to it later. And now we're going to go into a little threading through with our twisted position. So you're going to slide your right leg up into a flapping fish or tree frog pose position. Pick up your right elbow and thread your left arm through and underneath. Roll open into a twist. So the right hand opens out to the side. The knee comes up in a comfortable position. Don't worry about if your hand lands on the ground or anything like that. Just open up into that nice spinal twist and then slow your breath down for a moment. One more breath. As we unwind from this twisted position, we're going to go intense shoulder stretch, but we're going to go into it and out of it. So we're just going to go a little bit somatic with the movement. So roll back onto your belly. Take a second there. Adjust your props as you go along. Right hand's going to go out straight from the shoulder. And I was playing with this idea of these like bent knees. So think like windshield wiper with the knees. So you're going to bend your knees. And as you roll a little onto that right side, you're just going to let your feet kind of fall gently over to the side and then roll back onto your belly, back to prone position. And then do it again. Roll over. So you find that opening through that right shoulder, armpit, chest. Let your feet fall over to the side and then slowly come back in. We're going to do about 3 more just like that. Roll onto your side. Let your feet come along for the ride. Roll back onto your stomach. Go for about 2 more. And you're just kind of looking for that feeling of gentle space where you open up through the armpit, chest, shoulder, and get into that feeling of openness without going intensely into it right away. And then the next time you're in that rolled open position, if it feels good, you're going to stay there for a moment. Let your head rest. Let your legs rest in any way that they feel good about. Take a slow, deep, intentional breath. Before you release, just think about your hands, and you're going to just spread the fingers of your right hand like you're just trying to take a yawning, reaching stretch with just your right hand. And then just as you come the end of that stretch, roll back onto your center, step your right hand in, and we're switching the work to the other side. So left hand's going to go out, palm facing down, straight out from the shoulder. And then we take it for a little roll. So you're just going to kind of roll across, open up that armpit chest, and then roll back onto your center. How you adjust your legs, just go for what feels good. It doesn't need to be perfect or anything specific. We just want to feel openness through the armpit chest area, that nice gentle rolling motion across the abdomen. Take your time as you go. We're going to go for about 2 more if you can. And then the next time you're in that open position where you're rolled onto your hip and you're using your right arm to give you that nice feeling of support, let your head relax for a moment, soften into your breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, slowly coming back onto your center. Legs are going to relax down towards the end of your mat. So cushion if you need to. Arms are going to come out T position, and then we're going to take it into some back extensions, but a soft variation. So you're going to lift up into your back extension and just flip your palms as if you're trying to go thumbs up towards the ceiling. And then as you lower down, flip palms, palms facing down. Inhale and lift up, lift your chest, lift your palms, rotate, thumbs up. And then rotate, palms go down as you softly lower down. Inhale, lift up, palms flip, thumbs rotate up towards the ceiling or maybe past the ceiling. And then exhale, softly float down. Going to go for 3 more if you can. Inhale, lift up, palms rotate. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften down. Last one here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften down, hands alongside the shoulders, low cobras. Inhale, lift your heart up just a little bit. Exhale to soften. Inhale, lift your heart up just a little. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift your heart up just a little. Hold there for a moment. Add just a little turn of your head. Look over your right shoulder. Come back to center. Look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Slow lower your way down. Now we're going to come back to a seated position. So you're going to swing it around so you're sitting back on your butt. Take your time as you come around. Gently move your body in a way that helps you move in a way that feels safe and comfortable. And then we're going to take our roll of blanket and we're going to go one leg and then the other. So you're going to take your roll and you want it to be a little bit firm. So get it all nicely rolled up and then place the roll of your blanket underneath your right calf muscle. And then once you've got it underneath the middle of your calf muscle, you're just going to do a light little windshield wiper with that leg. Just let it roll from side to side, rolling that thickness of the muscle across the firmness of your blanket. We get a little internal external rotation with the leg, a little myofascial release across that calf muscle. Take one more moment there. And then with the toe and the knee pointing fairly up towards the ceiling, you're going to put a little gentle movement into the foot. How much you move your foot is going to be what feels good to you. It could be little circles and rotations. It could be a little point and flex. It could just be a long distance call where you talk to your foot and you don't do any movement at all. So you're just going to ask your foot, what feels good right now? Can you just take a little bit of gentle movement? And the movement is a little bit more about moving the ankle, or the marma point of where the leg meets the foot. So give a little bit of movement into the ankle if you can. Notice your breath. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw. Take one more moment there. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift off and pass that roll of blanket over to the other side. So how you get it there is just going to be what feels the most appropriate to your body today. Put that roll of blanket firmly underneath that left calf muscle, get comfortable in your seat, and then rock that leg from side to side. So we start with just getting that little rotation in the thigh bone, a little bit of myofascial release in the calf muscle. Slow your breath down. All right, and then if it feels good, let that come to stillness and just a little movement of the foot, whether it's twirly circles, point and flex, maybe a little everything, maybe a little nothing. Find the movement of your foot and your ankle. Specifically, we're shooting for that place where the leg meets the foot to get a little bit of movement. So move it in a way that feels safe. Move it in a way that your nervous system doesn't mind. Beautiful. Take one more moment there. And then when you're ready, we're going to come down onto our back and we're going to move that roll of blanket firmly underneath our hips. So you're going to take your time as you readjust. Get your roll of blanket. We want it to be supported hip bridge position, so nice and firm underneath your butt. We want it underneath that broad, sturdy system of the bones. And then once you've caught your way there, take a second, adjust your feet so it feels good. Once you're in a good position, let your arms open out nice and wide, T position, palms facing up. Take 3 slow, deep, intentional breaths here. We're going to take some knee lifts. We're going to take some extended leg lifts, working into the hip flexors, working into the core abdominal muscles here. When I offer up that dorsiflexion of the feet, that's going to be for the folks that it feels good to dorsiflex the foot. Everybody else is going to position their feet in a way that makes the most sense to them today. Dorsiflex your right foot like you're gently pulling your toes towards your shin. And you're going to lift that leg up so that the knee comes roughly in line with your hip. And then you're going to float the foot slowly away from you and let your heel barely tap the ground. And then you're going to come right back up. Knee is going to come in line with the hip. Slow float that leg down. The slowness is where the work is at. You're going to feel that nice slow control coming out of the hip flexors, front pocket of the jeans. And if you're like, I don't know if I'm finding it, put your hand right into that front pocket of your jeans and feel there should be a firmness that's coming from that space. Keeping the foot in that dorsiflex position, that just puts that little gentle tug on that fascial line. So know that it's not necessarily going to help you feel more into it, but it will help you just have a little bit more gentle control. Take a few more up and down on this side. Focus on that nice slow lower. Awesome. And then when you're ready, the next time that foot touches down, let it touch down in a nice comfortable position. Switching over to the left side, left foot's going to come into a slight dorsiflex position. So toes and the balls of the feet up, and then we go up and down, nice and slow controlled movement. Same thing here. We want to feel that nice bit of work coming out of the hip flexors and the front pocket of the jeans. Your breath will help you on the rest. So inhale maybe when you come up, and exhale at that slow lower. Now, for some of us, this bent knee position is going to be the best because it'll feel a little supported to the low back. It feels a bit of light stress. If it feels good now, we're going to go a little bit further. So the next time your left foot touches down, stay there. Right leg's going to slide nice and long. Dorsiflex the foot. Heel's going to come into a hover right away, and then you're going to go up an inch, down an inch. Now you're working into those hip flexors again, but in just a slightly different pace and pattern. So we go up an inch, down an inch, and that puts just that little bit of extra work into the hip flexors. So notice your pace. Make sure you're breathing comfortably, not clenching your jaw. Or if you are clenching your jaw, see if you can breathe in and out through your nose and soften your jaw. And we're just looking for that feeling of fatigue. So when you hit that point where you feel like your muscles are just really getting that nice bit of work and you don't want to go any further, then let the leg rest down. Keep your foot in that dorsiflex position. Reach your arm up above your head and now add that pandiculation. Inhale, yawn and reach and stretch. Spread your fingers, reach through your heel, get a little space into the tube of your waist. And then as you exhale, invite that softness in and then pandiculate again. Inhale, yawn and reach and stretch. Exhale to find that softness and then just do it one more time. Inhale, yawn and reach and stretch. And then as you exhale, soften, step that foot in and we're going to switch the work to the other side. Left leg's going to go long. A light dorsiflex of the foot, heel connected to the ground. We pick it up into a hover and then we move it up an inch, down an inch. And the pace here is the pace that feels available to you, a slightly quicker pace than that knee lifting up and down. Check in with your breath. Check in with any tension in your jaw. One side might be different from the other. One side might have a little bit more time to give before you hit that point of fatigue. One side might be a little bit tender compared to the other, so it might hit fatigue faster. So we're just looking for that feeling of that light sense of work has happened, that nice touch of fatigue that comes into the muscles. And then when you feel like you've hit that nice good point of fatigue, maybe you let that heel rest down to the ground, and then we take it into that pandiculation. Left arm's going to stretch up above your head. Flex your foot, reach through your heel, spread your fingers, lengthen the tube of your waist, take that nice yawning, reaching breath. And then as you exhale, invite some softness in, and then do it again. Inhale, reach through your foot, reach through your fingers. Exhale, invite that softness back in. One more time, inhale, yawn and reach and stretch. Exhale for softness and then step it all in. We're going to lift the butt up, slide your roll of blanket out from underneath your butt. And now we're going to take it into that somatic movement for the hips. So half butterfly with the leg slides. So adjust your propping so that that work will feel good. You could always just stick with half butterfly position. That might feel nice. Just depends on what your foot, your ankle, and your hip is feeling like today. So start by finding just that half butterfly work on one side. See how your hip feels. And then test the water on the other side. Let that left knee come in and out in that half butterfly. Cool. And now we're going to take it into that somatic movement. So let the right knee go out half butterfly. Slide the leg long if it feels good. Turn the toe and the knee up towards the ceiling. Slide it back in. Knee goes out half butterfly. Slide the leg long. Turn the toe and the knee up. Slide it back in. One more time in that direction. Knee goes out half butterfly. Slide the leg long. Toe and the knee turn up. Slide the leg in. And now switch it and reverse it. Slide the leg long. Turn the toe and the knee out. Slide out half butterfly. Lift the knee up towards the ceiling. Slide your leg long, turn the toe and the knee out, come up into half butterfly, knee goes up towards the ceiling. One more time here. Slide the leg long, turn the toe and the knee out, leg slides up to half butterfly, knee comes up towards the ceiling. Now switch the work over to the other leg. Leg goes out half butterfly, left leg slides nice and long, toe and the knee turn up, slide the leg in. Leg goes out half butterfly, left leg slides long, turn the toe and the knee up, slide it back in. One more time in this direction. Knee goes out half butterfly, slide the leg long, turn the toe and the knee up, slide it in. And now we will go in reverse. Slide the leg long, turn the toe and the knee out, slide up half butterfly, bring the knee up towards the ceiling. Slide your leg long, turn the toe and the knee out, slide up half butterfly, knee up towards the ceiling. One more time. Slide the leg long, turn the toe and the knee out, slide it up, half butterfly, knee up towards the ceiling. Apanasana, knees to chest. Bring both knees in towards your chest and then take a gentle rocking motion. Notice your breath. All right, now we're going to do Apanasana with a little touch of core work. So you're going to hug your knees in towards your chest into a nice firmness. You're going to press your belly button towards your spine. Exhale, curl up your head and your chest like you're trying to bring your nose towards your knee. Hold in that little curled up position. And then on an inhale, soften back down. On your next exhalation, belly button to the spine, scoop up just a touch. Hold in that firm little ball for a second. And then inhale for that slow return. Exhale, belly button to the spine, curl up, hold. Inhale for that slow return. 2 more if you can, belly button to the spine, exhale, curl up. Inhale for that slow return. Last one here, belly button to the spine, exhale, curl up, hold. And then inhale for that slow return. Butterfly circles with the legs. So the big toes come a little bit in towards each other. And then we take those knees and we butterfly circle them out and away from each other. Take a couple of circles going in one direction. Take a couple of circles going the other way. Legs are going to float up into reverse tabletop position or yoga dead bug position. So legs are going to be in that nice sturdy tabletop. Arms are going to come up in front of your chest, palms facing in ideally. Once you've got your way there, take a second to just roll the ball of your head so that the back of your neck gets nice and long. We roll that occipital ridge up a little bit towards the front edge of your mat. And then, but when we do that ball roll, we want to still make sure we have that good quality sound in our neck and our throat. So take a little hum, make sure you're not closing off your neck and your throat too much. And then once you've got a good sturdy reverse table or your yoga dead bug, right hand only, right hand's going to reach up above your head to find the ground. All the other 3 limbs are going to stay as steady and stable as they can. Right hand's going to come back up nice and slow. Switch to the left hand. Left hand's going to reach up above your head. Maybe your thumb touches the ground. Left hand comes back up nice and slow, and the other 3 limbs stay steady. Now go right leg. Right heel is going to reach for the ground. Everything else stays nice and stable, and then we bring that right leg up slow and controlled. Switch to the left. Left leg is going to reach towards the ground. All the other 3 limbs stay steady. Bring it back up nice and slow and controlled. Back to right thumb. Right thumb reaches up above your head. Come back in nice and slow. Switch to the left. Left hand reaches up above your head. Come back in nice and slow. Switch to the right foot. Right foot reaches down towards the ground. Come back up nice and slow. The other 3 limbs stay as steady as they can. Left foot. Come back in slow and controlled. One more time through. Right hand reaches up above your head. All the other 3 limbs stay steady as you come back in with good control. Switch that left hand. Left hand reaches above your head. Come back in with good control. Right heel or right foot touches down towards the ground. Come back up with good steady control. Left leg. Come back up with good control. Soften your feet, soften your hands. Gentle Apanasana just to soothe the low back, make sure it feels good. And then we're going to roll off just so that we can reposition our roll of blanket. So roll of blanket, ideally length of the spine, so that we get that nice open supported back bend with that length of the spine supported. So adjust your roll so that it's nice and firm. And then wedge that blanket right up against your tailbone. So for me, tailbone is off of the roll, my spine is on, and sometimes my head is on. It just depends on the length of the roll. If your head falls back and it feels like it's just too much for the neck and the throat, put a little something underneath your head. If you have a tender tailbone and you want it cushioned as well, adjust your blankie so it suits your body. Take your time and just start to work your spine down onto the roll of your blanket, and then do the little wiggles around. Get everything where you want it to be. Feet in a comfortable position. Broken fish position, legs can go nice and long. It can feel really good. For me, this is lovely, but not everybody's back likes this position. So adjust your legs so your back feels good, and then adjust your arms so your heart feels open. Adjust your head so that you can breathe comfortably and swallow if you needed to. And then once you've got your blanket and your props all figured out, just let everything slow down. Let your eyes close down. Let your toes soften. Let the soles of your feet be soft. Let your heels get heavy. Let a soft sense of warmth come into your shoelaces and the tops of your ankles. Reduce any effort in your calves or your shins. Invite a sense of softness into the caps of your knees and the pits of your knees. Reduce any effort in your thighs that you can. Reduce any gripping around your hips, any tension in the front pockets of your jeans, any holding in your butt muscles. Let everything be soft around your hips that you can. Let a softness come into your abdominal muscles. Allow the abdomen to just gently move with your breath. There's a slight rise and fall that comes in with the inhalation and softens with the exhalation. Allow your breath to be moving mostly in your rib cage and your heart and your lungs. Let a softness come into your armpits and come down your arms, into your hands and into your fingers. Let the heads of your shoulders melt away from your ears. Let a softness come into your jaw, into your cheekbones and into your temples. Allow your eyebrows to soften and melt away from each other, as if your eyebrows are just trying to melt to your ears and your ears are melting to the shoulders and the shoulders melt away from the ears. And then allow that last wave of softness to come from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes. You always have the option to stay in your resting position just as long as you like. But if you feel ready to come back to life, take a moment just to wiggle your toes and twinkle your fingers, just enough gentle movement so you feel that outer edges of your periphery come a little bit more alert, a little bit more alive. And then I like to look for that next deep breath to come back into my body. So notice as you wiggle your fingers and gently wiggle your toes in whatever way feels safe and comfortable, look for that gentle breath. And then if you feel that gentle breath come into your body, take it into a nice yawning, reaching stretch. Stretch your arms up above your head. Spread your fingers and down into your feet as much as feels good. So everybody's feet are going to be a little bit different for this bit of work. For our pandiculation, for some of us, point the toes. For some of us, flex the feet. And for some of us, leave the feet off all together. So go for that yawning, reaching stretch from the outer edges of your body in a way that makes good sense. Allow your inhalation to just take you to that stretch of the web of your body, and then let your exhale invite you back into a little bit of softness. And then when you're ready, you're going to slowly and mindfully bring yourself up to a comfortable seat, whether that's coming back to that sort of bent knee reflexive seat position, or whether it's a little crisscross applesauce, really any seat that feels good. You might sit on your roll of blanket. You might wedge it behind you again. Go for whatever seat feels really available right now. And then take a moment as you come back up. We're going to go one hand to the ground, one hand to the heart. Feel that nice solid support team underneath you, that floor, the earth coming up to meet you and support you. Take a nice big breath of gratitude for the ground underneath your feet. And then take a moment just to breathe into the spaciousness in the sides around you, the walls around you, the safe space that you have to work in. And then for your last breath, just let it lift you up through the crown of your head, feeling that spaciousness above you. And beyond that ceiling, that blue sky and the clouds. And breathe just a little bit of gratitude for that open spaciousness that comes above you. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. You guys are amazing. Happy Saturday. I'm in love with Saturdays.